Welcome to Toffee TV. This is the match reaction. Sunderland 1, Everton 1 at the Stadium of Light today. Decent points in the end, but I'll be honest, I was fuming the game wasn't shown up at half time. Everton had more than enough opportunities to put the game to bed in the first half after a good first half performance, and then the second half Sunderland were much the better side. But saying that, we still had big opportunities at the end to win it and didn't. And again, a point that you'd have taken before kick-off. But the way the game panned out at half-time, like I say, disappointing. At the end, you go, yeah, fair play. A point in the end, I don't think we can moan too much. It's just the frustration of being ahead against the team who's flying and having opportunities to increase the lead and put the pressure on them, and we didn't do it. And I think I've just heard David Moyes' words, and although I think he's quite pleased with the point because he said the second half display was abysmal. Don't think too many Evertonians will disagree with them there. It's the frustration of not putting the game to bed early on. That'll be what he takes back with him tonight. The team, he kept it pretty much as was, bar changing the centre forward. Sienna Barry came in for Beto. I know a few people wanted to see different things, but Everton, credit where credit's due, Everton played really well in that opening half. Started on the front foot. James Garner as a shot within the opening, 90 seconds or something, if not earlier than that, and it shaves the post. And you think that's a good start. And we got hold of the ball. You know, Sunderland, the atmosphere was brilliant. On the front foot, flying at you, putting you under pressure. And Everton had to ride that, and they did. And they got control of the game, got the ball out to Grealish, who was brilliant, and really brilliant in the opening half an hour. Really stretched Sunderland and put them in, in a bit of trouble. And we got the goal. The goal is classic Illiman and Jai, isn't it? Brilliant. Picks it up. Sienna Barry down the line, holds it up, turns back, runs into a little bit of trouble, but has enough about him to battle through and get it back to Njai, who takes over and goes on one of his slalom runs inside the box. Great feet, and then just curls it into the corner with his left foot. Brilliant goal to give Everton the lead. His fourth of the season. Thank God we've got him for now. And you're one up and thinking, right, okay, can we build on it? And Everton should have built on it. Jack Grealish hits a post not long after with a great strike. He's a bit unlucky. And Everton were causing Sunderland real problems. They didn't really have anything to offer at that stage. And then we have an absolute glorious chance to make it 2-0. Jack Grealish again on that left-hand side, skipping and curling a ball in. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall goes for it, gets a little nick on it, and it bounces, and Sienna Barry comes in, and as you see him arriving, you're thinking, this is his moment. 2-0, first goal in an Everton shirt, and he puts it over the bar, and you have to look at it and think, is he going to get a better chance than that? I think if he's scoring goals, that ends up in the back of the net, no problem. When you watch the replay, he strikes it as it's hit the ground, and it's on the rise, and therefore, trying to block it in as the ball's bouncing up, you've always got the opportunity of skying it, and that's what he does. He puts it over the bar, and you could see he knew. We all felt it. And just right now with Everton, when there's those big moments, you'd instantly feel we'll live to regret that. We've seen it with Spurs last week. Jake O'Brien's goal gets disallowed. We aren't having any rub of the green, by the way. Nothing's going our way right now. We saw that last week, and the minute that goal's chalked off last week, you just knew that Spurs had punished us for it. And tonight, when Barry puts that one over, you're thinking, that's a glorious opportunity, and we might get one as good as that. And we didn't. We didn't get another opportunity as good as that. Everton still kept control of the game at that stage. We were still on the front foot. We were still looking dangerous, causing Sunderland problems on the counter attack. They had very little quality when their energy took them into the final third. But they did sort of get a bit of the grip of the game near the end of the first half. Everton, we started just giving the ball away. We started cheaply giving the ball away, not clearing it the way we have been doing. Michael Keane's had to come in and make a couple of interceptions. And we looked uncomfortable going into half time. But, we went in, like I said, we were 1-up. I was disappointed it wasn't more. But it was, can we reset and get at them again? There's big opportunities to hit them on the counter. We were getting through quite easily in the first half. We come out for the second half, and Sunderland get a goal immediately, and that is the worst thing. I'm sure the last thing the manager's saying to them as they go out is keep your shape for 10. nothing cheap, and we go and give a cheap goal away. You know, it's build-up play down the side. Michael Keane doesn't do well enough really in the initial thing. He's leaving his position and running after players. The lads are allowed to just run into the box too easy, and when it comes out to Granit Xhaka, Tarkowski and Mykolenko should be moving out, and they don't. The pair of them stay in the 6-yard box. Everybody else is about the penalty spot, and yet Tarky and Miko stay in, and I don't understand why. It's a shot that Jordan Pickford would have saved. The same as the Man City, Erling Haaland's second goal the other week. It's a shot Pickford would save, and yet Tarky, for some reason, sticks a foot out, deflects it past Pickford, and it's 1-1, and, you know, you look back at it, Pickford goes mad at Tarkowski, and he's right to, he had it saved. And I think you are wondering there, if Tarky does go out like he should, and run out and get in line with Mykolenko, we get in line with the likes of Michael Keane, who was around the penalty spot, then that gets through. I think Pickford saves it. At worst, he pushes it out to the side, but I think it's a comfortable save for him, because it's not a particularly well-struck Granit Xhaka shot. So I say that one quickly. Xhaka hits the ball really well, and that one, I think he's just made sure he gets it on target. It flicks off Tarkowski and it's into the net, and you know, it's that thing again, just right now, it isn't running for us, the ball, and it's 1-1. And I'll be honest, at that stage you're fearing this is going to be a long half, and they could run away with this now, but the way they are. You know, and then Jordan Pickford's called into action a couple of minutes later, again, another deflection, and he has to react and push it away. And again, we just sit off, and it's, you know, it was so frustrating. We did get a little bit of control in terms of taking the heat out of it, trying to get on the counter-attack. And then the manager made 2 substitutions, and I don't understand either of them. He took Barry off. I know he missed a glorious chance, but 57 minutes, he was doing all right. I thought he was causing them problems. He had, from Everton perspective, the highest attacking duels. He won. And I just thought it was a bit early. And Iliman and Jai went off with, the manager said cramp after it, a bit of cramp, and he was worried about it. But Dwight McNeil, he brought McNeil on, and I don't understand it. I don't understand the sub. Beto come on and didn't do anything really either, couldn't get into the game. McNeil come on and done nothing. I just don't understand why he brought McNeil on when we've got Tyler Dibbling sat there. It just was such a strange sub to me, when you've got a player who we've paid, you know, 35 to 40 million pound for, and battled for to get for weeks, just giving him no minutes at all. And yet a player who the manager's frozen out is on the pitch. And again, McNeil, you know, a couple of years ago was real. Even the start of last season was important for us, just isn't involved anymore. He's not really in it, and he comes on and just couldn't get into the game. I just thought it was a strange sub. And again, Barry going off too early for me. And it didn't help. Neither of them really made a dent. Didn't help. Sunderland were just on the attack. And Jordan Pickford didn't really have anything else to do. But they just had a lot of possession and forced us back. And they had a couple of shots that were wayward. A couple of shots got blocked. The manager then made another 2 subs. He brought on Tim Iroegbunam, coming on into that midfield, and put James Garner at right back, took O'Brien off, stuck Charlie Alcaraz on in midfield as well. And although Sunderland pushed and had an opportunity, Mukulele with a header over the bar, they didn't really have anything else. They had a penalty claim which it hit Michael Keane's hand. It could have been a pen. VAR looked at it, said no. And then Everton had a couple of, certainly one excellent chance at the end, a counter-attack. Alcaraz, we won the ball, Grealish gets it, plays Alcaraz in, he's running in, he's got a Trishagana gave it him, and he just takes too long. He's trying to step over, doesn't really go anywhere. If he reverses the pass, Trishagana gaze in with the goalkeeper. Listen, I don't know if Ghana will score, but he was in on the keeper. Alcaraz gets it all wrong, and the opportunity goes. And the managers alluded to it there at the end. It was a big moment, and we could have stole all 3 points. But it's ended 1-1. I think I'm going to give man of the match to Michael Keane. I think overall, again, there was a couple of moments where I don't know what he was doing, him or Tarkowski, but I think overall he had a solid game, Michael Keane. Adrissa wasn't bad either, but I think overall Michael Keane was probably the pick of the bunch tonight, and Everton have, again, I feel, even though Sunderland probably would sit there and go, we should have won, I just feel like we wasted a huge opportunity, and that's the underlying feeling. I think by sort of Wednesday, this will be a really good point, because they were on a good run and we haven't been, and we dug in a little bit, but it does feel a bit frustrating to not get that second goal in the first 45 minutes. But like I said, we've gone in the end, and we've got a point, and we've moved up a place, and we go now. Fulham at home on Saturday's a must win for the manager, a must win for us as a club, must win for us fans. So we've all got to be in it together and get those 3 points. Like, that's I've whittled on long enough. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. See you later.